good. So, okay, go ahead. And as we said the other day, we're going to start with something, just one word that we're grateful for. Okay, something, someone, some whatever that we're grateful for. We don't need to worry about being cliche. We don't have to be like, my husband, my children, like whatever is making you grateful today. Okay. Mom.
I'm trying to figure out how to make work ethic into one word, but I can't.
I'm thankful for work.
Work, not really work. Ethic, yes.
One of these days, we're going to get this right. I should say 1 to 3 words. I'm thankful for wine. That's been a day. Okay, Michelle. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was going to say, I'm thankful for opportunity. There's just lots of it right now.
Okay, good. Michelle.
I'm going to go with my in-laws.
Okay.
Thankful for my in-laws.
Progress.
Awesome. Brittany said she'd be on in 1 minute, but we're going to get started, guys. So tonight is Power Pockets. And for those of you who don't know, Power Pockets are just short bursts of time in which you can get something accomplished. It can be all in one chunk, like an hour, like 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Or it could be broken into different parts of your day. I know a lot of us are busy, whether working full-time, running a household, et cetera, traveling. A lot of people are traveling. And so being able to work our business in these little tiny power pockets can be one of the most powerful things that we can do. And so I know that everybody's kind of all over the map with their goals right now. Some people really just want to work on their own journey. Some people want to advance and rank and be shooting for Emerald and getting coaches underneath them and building a team. Some people are wanting to focus on making this a full-time opportunity. And so there are different ways to do that within your power pockets. So I am going to go through this and then we're going to open it up. I'm going to ask you guys to type in the comments bar a couple of times through here, especially my seasoned veterans on here. But we're going to save some time for questions at the end. I'm going to try to keep it at 20 minutes, and then we'll have some time at the end to really chat about some stuff. All right, so some general tasks that we all know that we should be working throughout the day, making sure we're proof of the products. You guys are all awesome at that. Going in there, putting your Shakeology, your Energize, out there to the challenge group especially, but then like to the world. If you're wanting to really go for the goal of letting people in on this, then you have to let people in on this a little bit. Of course, we're not just like, oh, Shakeology, oh, look at my stuff. Look at, we want to use that curiosity marketing still. We want to flip that cup a little bit. We want to make sure that they're asking us, what are you doing? We're very careful to not like completely overload with like, hashtag 80-day obsession, hashtag autumn, hashtag my dreams, hashtag blah, blah. Because then what are people going to do? They're going to be like, 80-day obsession, cool. I'm going to go online and order that from Beachbody. And then Beachbody is going to match them with a Jatana Jackson or a Micah Folsom or a whoever is getting free coaches to customers that day. And they're going to order it whoever
Sorry.
Okay. So we want to make sure that we are putting ourselves out there, but leaving some room for interpretation, leaving some room for people to ask us what we're up to. We want to make sure that we are posting our journey in the challenge group. Bare minimum, you should be telling everybody and being authentic in the challenge group what's going on with you. If your goal is not to build a team under you, then obviously you're not going to be blasting it all over your personal page, but you want to make sure that you are that you're at least doing that in the challenge group, because we are leaders on this team and we want to make sure that we are able to show ourselves as such. Bare minimum, you want to be able to dip into some personal development. This is where I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and as I'm talking, start commenting in the comment bar your favorite personal development that you've done so far. It could be podcasts, it could be books, it could be YouTube videos, it could be things from the Champions page. It could be, Mom and I were talking about like, oh my gosh, I wish that we could get them those module trainings from Powerhouse I added everybody to Game Changer, or at least added my personal sponsor coaches to Game Changer, which is our old Powerhouse, Team Powerhouse page, which is a really great training resource. But I still haven't gotten everybody added, I don't think. You guys didn't get a notification today, did you? Okay. I'm going to talk to Hera just to make sure, because she had to approve it. And that page has kind of been dead for a little while. But the content over there is still just viable and great. It's just the team kind of split apart. So I'm going to type in my books too before the end, and I probably won't type in my books. What I'll do is I'll go onto the comments of this and I'll compile a list. So you guys just keep shooting them out there as you think of them. Don't worry about jotting them all down because I'll get them at the end. So you're going to spend 10 minutes or so a day. I know all of us Northern Virginia people have like ridiculous, stupid commutes. And so, I listen to Audible books. That's how I get a lot accomplished. If it's a really heavy, deep book like GoPro, it's hard for me to listen to that in the car because I can't take notes. I want to keep stopping and like writing things down. But if it's something like You Are a Badass or, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a, there's a child present, then that's something that you can definitely just kind of tune into, and it can boost your spirits a little bit and get you equipped to work. Something else bare minimum you guys want to be doing is tuning into the Team Family page. So our Legit Fit Coach family page, that's like, you guys need to be checking in on that, because what used to just be me posting once every couple weeks is obviously ramping up. Your leaders are posting different resources in there as well. So you want to make sure you're up to the current events with that page. So that's if you're just a coach. If you're just a coach, you need to be making time for your own personal journey. You need to be making time for personal development or growth. And you want to be making time to check in on our challenge group and the coaches page. Those are just like, hey, if you're going to shell out $100 and some a month, you might as well be doing those things, right? Like that's just for your own, making it worth it. Now, I'm going to call people out here. How many people want to rank advanced? Meaning they want to go to the next level. They want to have coaches under them, whether it be Emerald, Ruby, Diamonds. That's what they're interested in. Okay. Hey. I say that because I know you guys are all working towards different goals, but I know that some people who couldn't be on the call tonight do want to hear the whole spectrum of things. So I started with there. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to slow down a little bit so that we can talk more specifically about this. So we've got two Emeralds on the call tonight, Miss Marsha and Miss Brittany are Emeralds. And what that means is they've just got a coach on the left and a coach on the right. I like to say that our business has two piggy banks, right? We have our left side coaches and we have our right side coaches. And once those piggy banks on each side are full, when Alyssa gets a sale and Brittany gets a sale, and that fills those piggy banks, then I, or whoever the main coach is, sees profit in that, right? So with Brittany, she's got Alex on one side, her mom on the other. If Alex and her mom are both making these sales and they're putting themselves out there and they're buying things on their own, they fill those piggy banks. Brittany gets $15 every time that happens. So I'm not directly taking money from Brittany. She's not directly taking money from Alex. It's just the way the volume system works. And we can go more into that in detail later. Talk to your upline coach because that's a one-on-one conversation, and that there's a lot of great YouTube videos about that as well and how the systems work. As you advance in rank, you are getting more money. So an Emerald gets a specific, I think it's $14 actually. So Emerald gets 14, and then it caps out at like $18. But then like Tony does that like 10,000 times a day. I feel like, like Tony Furtado, he's doing that. The big coaches are doing that many times a day, so that it accumulates and makes them lots and lots of money. So what seems like just like, why would I work so hard if I'm only going to get $14? Well, you get $14 10 times that week. That adds up, So it's good to try to bring people in, especially since it can help pay for your Shakeology. It can help cover the expenses, and it just kind of makes you a better like leader in general. I feel like I've done better at work since I've become the Beachbody coach, because I've stepped out of my comfort zone a lot more, and I've stepped into leadership positions a lot more. So here's some basic Emerald and Ruby tasks if you're shooting for these, or if you are these and you're just wanting to maintain, that you can be doing throughout the day. You want to add 3 people to your network a day. And I don't mean the old school go on and creep your friend's Facebook from high school and just add people randomly. I mean, like, you're actively like using those hashtags and things on Instagram. If that's overwhelming to you, don't worry, we've got training coming up on that soon. And you're just trying to reconnect with some people on Facebook. Maybe we shouldn't say add as much as reconnect with 3 people a day. You know, if you've got 800 friends and you're seeing the same 50 on your newsfeed, then you can dig into your friends list a little bit and start liking and commenting on their posts. So add or reconnect with 3 a day. You want to be doing follow-ups. If you've got messages in your inbox because people are like, hey girl, what are you doing? That's the time where you can get back to them. You want to do at least one scary invite a day, asking them to join our challenge group, asking them if they are willing to, put themselves out there for a product because they've just been complaining to you constantly about it. And then you want to try to mix in, I'm going to say if you're an Emerald or going for Ruby, you want to mix in a scary business ask once a week minimum. And I say that because we don't want to become a bunch of creepazoids who are going around just talking to anybody. It goes back to that dream team I was talking about. You need to be looking at that dream team that you've made every single day. You need to have it near you. You need to be thinking, oh, Michelle's on my dream team. What is Michelle like? Let's think about how my interest and Michelle's interest can align, and I can post things and, comment and like on things with her stuff that I feel are great things for our group. I told you guys the other day, I commented to a challenger that I thought that they would be a great coach, and I put myself out there and I did my whole spiel, but then you got to walk away. Brittany always calls it word vomit. You've got to just step back. I did my thing. I'm calling on you guys to, love on her and comment and like and make her feel the love and remind her of what I had that conversation with. But, we don't want to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So that's why I just say once a week. If you are going for Emerald or Ruby, you have to be engaging in the challenge group. You have to be. Like, it's okay to take a day or so off, but like it's got to be, if you're going for one of those leadership ranks, you have to be a leader. Like that's just a non-negotiable. If you are going for Emerald or Ruby, you need to still be posting 3 to 5 times a day on some form of social media platform, whether it's Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook or something. It is not business related. They can be mix of the business related, mix of, I'll get to you in a sec, but it can be a mix of, my family at the playground and here's $1 that I found that's funny because it has writing on it. Anything you want, but you need to be putting yourself out there so that people know that you're in a position to get them involved with something business related. Go ahead, Brittany, and unmute.
Okay, so would you count
You're so quiet.
Insta stories and Facebook stories? Oh,
Again.
sorry. I'm just very tired, so I put it on the. Anyways, focusing. So would you count like Insta stories and Facebook stories as part of that posting? Because I feel like at this point, it's more about the stories and like maybe 1 or 2 highlights on your actual feed.
Absolutely, because that story is something that builds all day long. And then you're looking at adding in, a lot of the times that I'm seeing, and you and Samantha do it very, very well. And I apologize if everybody else is doing it well and I'm just missing it. Those are the 2 that always pop up first on my feed. But, Brittany will say something like, oh, check my stories for blah, 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 blah. So it's really getting people pulled in. It's intriguing them to check out those stories. So that might be a post, but you're relating it to that bigger picture. I love that. Thank you. And then you also need to make sure you're tapping into some trainings. If you are wanting to grow, and if you are wanting to know if you want to be an Emerald, you need to know what an Emerald does. You need to know how to coach coaches, and you need to be actively seeking ways to grow in those areas. If you feel totally uncomfortable leading a call, you should probably be trying to figure out a way to lead a call. If you feel totally uncomfortable, doing a one-on-one with somebody at a coffee shop, and you should probably call up one of your friends and say, hey, I really need to practice this thing because it's like this scary thing that I'm doing for my business. Would you be able to like kind of talk it out with me? GoPro, I'm telling you, GoPro, I've read it like 6 times, guys. It's no joke. And it tells you literally different stems to be able to say to people and not sound like a robot. You guys were saying something about the feel, felt, found method, and I was like, I use that every day. Like it was a summit thing or something like that, and I was super sad at something. It was something where somebody was like, oh my God, I just heard that. And I'm like, I heard it 4 years ago and I listened to GoPro, so it's like, these are simple things. GoPro. And you're always adding to your dream team. If you're serious about building a team, that list needs to grow by 1 or 2 people a day. You need to be really thinking about, okay, who am I marketing to? And you might be taking people off. I'm already looking at my list that I started the other day going, maybe she wouldn't be a good idea. Maybe she wouldn't be a great fit for me. So yeah, Emerald and Ruby, 2 people to 4 people or more below you. Okay. Diamond. Anybody going for Diamond? Anybody? Brittany, Mom. Okay. All right. You guys will get there. We'll have like 17-star Diamond. It's gonna be great. Okay. So that means that you've got a minimum of 8 personally sponsored coaches, 2 of which are Emerald. It's really hard to do because you've got to be able to hold that rank for 6 weeks. So what usually we tell people to aim for is a minimum of 10 coaches with 3 or 4 Emeralds. It's really hard. This is where placement comes to be a factor. Brittany knows my cursed right side, but that's okay because Michelle's going to pull me out of that, and so is Samantha. I made the error, I'm not going to say the mistake, I made the error of putting Mom and Brittany on the left. Who are my 2 Emeralds, guys? Mom and Brittany, right? So placement really does matter. You want to look at the people you're bringing in and say, and Alyssa's on my left too, by the way. They're all on the same side, actually, on the left. Awesome. So you want to really look at the people you're bringing in and say, okay, is this person a builder? Is this person somebody who just wants the discount? Either way, it's fine. You just want to space those people out. There have been some coaches on our team that have had trouble with big turnover because I'm one of them. I was begging people to do this. I was really convincing them at the beginning. Out of our original team, 2 girls that are on this call are still on that team. Because the other people just fade. They just fade away. So I would encourage you to not convince people for rank to join you and don't place them either. So what I mean by that is Alyssa's going to get, let's say Alyssa's going to get her mom as a coach, and then she's going to put Ashley under her mom instead of putting Ashley under herself. It's not going to last. So you want to make sure that you're really keeping your business tight. Now, you can always add your spouse or your significant other. That's a simple placement that you could be doing. I know Mom's talking about doing that to be able to advance and rank. But that's because we're controlling their accounts most of the time. It's not because, you're building, you don't actively build somebody else's business for them because it'll just not last. It's not gonna stick. So if you're shooting for Diamond, you want to be connecting or adding 5 a day. So up from your 3. You want to do those scary invites and asks 3 times a week, minimum. And you want to be connecting with your downline. At that point, you would have coaches under you. And so you would want to make sure that you're checking in with those coaches. What do you need? What do you think you have strengths in? What do you need training on? Kind of like what I was doing with you guys. What are you great at? What do we need to work on as a team? You need to be a leader in the challenge group. You need to still be doing those posts. And you need to be following up with people just as you were. And you need to be doing PD. So the only difference between if you're shooting for Diamond or if you're shooting for Emerald, connecting with the downline, and you're doing more of those scary things, right? So really, I got into a Diamond Dash when I had 1 coach. By the end of this Diamond Dash, this 30-day period of shooting for Diamond, I wasn't really shooting for Diamond. I just wanted to get better and to get more coaches. I went from 1 to 6 in a month, right? Because when you're focused on that bigger goal, you're going to make the little goal. So I would encourage you guys to, if you want to act like an Emerald, start acting like a Diamond, and then that's going to get you to that Emerald. The Emerald's only 2 coaches, so you'll get there. Some things that you guys want to consider doing weekly in these Power Pockets. Remember, 15 to 30-minute blocks throughout the day because we're all busy. You want to make sure you're checking in with your challengers. That's a big thing. Not so much anymore, but in the past, we were really pulling people's challengers along. People would dump them into the group and just leave them and forget about them. And sometimes people are connecting with other challengers, Lynn's, and, reached out to Brittany. She reached out to Brittany about some things. Renee and Michelle are like BFFs, it is what it is, and we can all help each other, but never, ever, ever should Michelle be acting more like Renee's coach than Brittany's coach. We all want to help each other out, and some people connect better than others, but, we all have to respect that boundary and know that, and say like, hey, did you know that, Renee, I'm just using her as an example, reached out to me about Energize, and I was giving her all this information. Like, do you think you could check in with her on that? Because it does get exhausting if we are helping our people, somebody else's people, and so make sure you're being respectful of that. You're going to want to make sure you're thinking weekly of those story posts, the storytelling posts. And it gets confusing now because we have Instagram stories and we have Facebook stories. But when I say story posts, I mean like, here's this girl on the left, and this is how this is different, and the girl on the right is now this because yada, yada, yada. And you want to talk about your journey. We don't want to overkill it. We don't want to do that probably every day. We want it to be fresh in people's minds, but we don't want to like hammer them over the head with how the opportunity changed our lives. We want to keep it light because people don't want to feel like this would be their whole life either if they were to join in with us. We want to check our online office once a week. There are 2 ways to be able to do this, okay? Who's checked in on the online office, the coach online office before, or the back office? Okay, so 2 ways we know. We're going to go into the app on our phones, right? And we can check on, it's really easy. It's monitor your business, and then you can do your compensation, you can do your customer orders, all that stuff, right? You also can go into, Mom and I were talking today, Grow Your Business. The tab Grow Your Business is where you're going to find a lot of the Beachbody trainings, resources. They actually have graphics, guys. I know I'm really guilty. I go in and steal them from Pinterest because it's easy. And I just like screenshot them from Pinterest. They actually have like Beachbody pretty graphics that are like going to get like, they're official. They're like legitimate. So make sure you guys are using those and being better than me because I steal graphics and they're fuzzy. So there's that. And you want to pay attention to that volume. I found out the other day, I told Mom, I said, wow, I haven't gotten paid from Beachbody in 3 weeks, but I made money for the last 3 weeks. So I called Coach Relations and they were like, well, you switched debit cards, I think, because you haven't paid your business fee. And I went, oh, great. So you're holding my checks. Got it. So, just simple things like that. My card broke. I had to get a new one. So they tried to charge me for the business fee. They're like, sorry, girl, you didn't pay it. We're going to hold on to your money. So, just tapping into all that, making sure that you're staying connected. Is everybody in here on the champions page? Okay. So Britt, you'll want to go ahead and add Alex.
Pause. Yeah, I was going to say, Alex, I don't think you're on there yet.
Yeah. Michelle, are you on there yet?
All over this.
Because you added.
I'm going to do it now.
Yeah. Michelle, did we get you added?
I think you added me.
Okay, there's so many different things. Can you check for me and let me know? Because if not, I'll add you. You have to be added by somebody in the group. Okay, and then just tuning into the events, the emails that you guys are getting, right? Like that's always a great way to do it. Extra credit things that you guys can be doing during your week. You want to be hosting or attending live events, right? Like we whipped this thing together today in like no time and we had 7 people there. Hello. Imagine what we could have done if we would have given ourselves a month to do it, right? Making sure you're tuning into your Super Saturdays. I know that we have a little group here, but Mom and Alyssa aren't in each other's backyard right now, but you guys could figure out a way to meet up. And if they're doing one in Columbus, Pittsburgh, Louisville, wherever, Indianapolis, wherever, right? So we want to make sure we're meeting up as much as possible. And we're just doing, whenever I'm in town, we didn't this time because newborn baby, but whenever I'm in town, we always try to get together like BW3s with like the Ohio coaches, just making sure you're making the time to meet up with the coaching team when we do like a night out or something. It's a good way to stay connected. And then plugging into these team calls, right? Because I told Mom, I was like, I don't know who's going to be on there tonight. I think a couple people, right? But when you guys are hosting these calls in the next couple weeks, you're not going to want to worry about that, right? Like we want to keep solid here it's 30 to 40 minutes of our week. And so we want to make sure that you're going to take at least something away from it, right? Even if you've been coaching for years. So that's my spiel. I want to open it up to you guys. I know I just like spit up all over you. So we're going to make sure we try to make a habit of, I make a habit, and you guys are going to help me when I go back to work, especially, of posting the calls the day after. What happens, I don't know if anybody else has a Zoom account, but what happens is the second I stop this call, it like compacts into a file, and then the file goes to my downloads, and then I have to upload it to YouTube, and then I make it into a YouTube link to share with you guys. And so that's why I get you the calls, like I say, by noon the next day, because what happens is I usually upload it tonight, and then I do the YouTube thing in the morning. So these calls, I know I'm just like blah, 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 blah. You can come back to them at any time. They'll be posted on our page. But okay, go ahead and unmute yourself if you guys have any questions, or if you just want to share something that's worked for you. Yeah.
Quick question. What was the app for checking online office I've always done through just like a web browser?
Oh,
Is there what's the app?
So if you go into the web browser, if you like go and you click the link, and then do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you open
Because like I've basically always just gone in through beachbodycoach.com.
Right. So when you open it up in a website, if Mike taught me this, if you go to the bottom of that, like the window that you have open, there's all these little icons at the bottom, and I believe it's a plus sign, and you can add it to your home screen, and that makes it an app.
I didn't know that.
Thank you.
So yeah, because when I pull up the app, it says coachteambeachbody.com. Oh, you can't see. And then, but then it's like, anyway, sorry. Can somebody do it real quick that way? Because you can do that with anything. Mike sent me like podcasts and stuff where it's like a link, and I click it, and then I save it as an app.
Whoa. Okay. I'm trying. I'll figure it out though.
Okay,
It's really cool.
One of the icons at the bottom is add to home screen, and then it makes it an app for you. Good question. Okay. Anybody else just want to share anything that works for them?
Well, so it's not necessarily like, oh, hold on. Sorry, you probably can't hear me again. Okay. So it's not necessarily like a business thing, but I was thinking that maybe for like our live events. So like when I've had a lot of people who are like, I'm kind of interested, but like they're super afraid of like the sales pitch aspect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I was thinking that maybe what we do is we use it as like an emotional investment thing, and we bring our stuff. So like, so today I brought my Energize, and I was like, I don't care if people can try it, that's fine. And then Alex had her Recover. Unfortunately, it was orange, but still people, if they wanted to, could try it. And so it's like, I'm thinking that maybe we do it that way. And so people are like, okay, well, maybe it's not scary, and like, see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, and today was really chill.
Go ahead.
I was saying today was really chill. Like in the past, Mom and I have like run ourselves in the ground doing like the shake and shares and like giving people samples and stuff, and then like nobody's having fun. So anytime we can just put a little free incentive out there in like a calm way, I think that's going to be better for us too. Go ahead, Mom.
I see the value though in just doing the workout and not having product there, because then you're establishing a relationship with these people as opposed to making them feel like you're there to promote something.
Sell them on
Makes
something.
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. I mean, like we did a shake and share, and you publicize it as such. We added a workout into the day's events, and everybody knew what they were getting into. I think if you approach people as it being a let's get together and work out,
right.
I mean, I think you just got to be careful with that. That's just my opinion.
I will say too, we were very clear about our expectation for sure. But like they literally were both like, I mean, I did too. I poured I had my scoop of Energize already in my cup, and I was just like, and my friend Alicia was like, what's that? We just naturally talked about it. I didn't set up a table like I would at another event. Like Brittany and I hosted an event where like we shared about the opportunity and we set up a table.
Yeah.
This was like, I was like, if you want to know about it, it was more for me because I was afraid somebody was going to ask me about Shakeology or Performance Mind and I wasn't going to know the answer. So I brought a little pamphlet on each because I was like, God, they're going to ask me about like caffeine levels and I'm not going to know.
And Alyssa's not here to tell it.
Not here with her
Goji berry. Like, come on, Alyssa.
Yeah.
The road trip, girlfriend.
We haven't had our Shakeology team call yet.
Please hold all questions until August. I don't know what your date is. Hold all questions until then.
I think it's just 1 week. I think it's like one more week, and then we'll have all the answers.
We only have to ignore people for 1 more week.
Shun them. Put, just unicorn juice until then. That's all they get.
Yeah.
Unicorn juice. And that's
Yeah.
You guys, something that you've probably already noticed in your posting, but today it really, for some reason, just hit me in the face really hard. I've been doing some like what I call real life posts, which are just me being whatever I do daily. Joe and I go on a hike, we go downtown, we do this, we do that. Those posts get blown up, just totally blown up. And then I post something about maybe a workout or something, not so much attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I do something funny like, oh my God, I'm never going to get off the floor or something like that, and I'm working out in the background, those get blown up.
Right.
Today I posted a picture of the vegetables, the grocery haul, and all I said was, you don't have to spend a lot of money or stress. I never mentioned, anything about Beachbody, anything. I got a lot of people commenting on it. So just be careful. Just that little tweak, figure out ways to just kind of take it off
funny,
of
almost like
take it off the Beachbody and make it more look how I screwed up again, or make it your life, more a natural part of your life. People are more at least my group of friends are a lot more receptive.
And I think you need to feel secure enough in where you're at with things, and I think you need to feel out your audience. Like right now, I'm at the place in my life where like I'm tired of the excuses, right? Like people have been watching me do this for so long that I can be a little bit more of an asshole. And I say things like, hey, look at what I did in an hour and like 10 minutes with a hormonal 3 or 4-year-old and a newborn.
I saw that.
So stop making excuses and do it. And like 54 people were like, oh my God, teach me your ways, but like, I can do that. I swear if Michelle did that, people might be like, who does this girl think she is? She just got started, So definitely like know where you're at in the journey and figure out what you need to do accordingly. I mean, there have been times too, and I know Brittany does this, where like we're out with our kids at the playground and we're doing a plank on the playground, or we're doing like you were doing something on was it monkey bars?
Oh yeah. So I went to the park with the kids and there were monkey bars. And so I was like, well, I'm going to put my phone down and take a video of me doing the monkey bars because I'm feeling badass today. And I'm going to play on the kids' playground where they do fun things. I'm going to do a fun thing. And so I posted it to my Insta stories and then I switched over to my Facebook stories. And people were like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I used to be able to do that. I remember when playgrounds were fun and not this awful thing that I had to take my children to. Like, so just the little things.
Right. And you never know when you're going to catch somebody on a day. You never know. I have this girl who's been with me for like 3 years and she just keeps the cycle. Like every few months, I'll just get a message like, hey, I need to get back at it. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I add her to the community and we start all over again, but like, I don't know what made her reach out to me today, but she did, so Alyssa is getting a huge following with her journey, and I think this beautiful part right now is we're all, even if we're not new, we've all got a fresh perspective on things right now. We're at a point, Mom's got this crazy stuff going on with her hair and her journey with that, We've got 2 brand new coaches on the team. Alyssa's got this great opportunity. Brittany is like on fire right now, and just like the muscle and the, the things, the people that have been watching you for so long are finally just
like jumping
getting it. So I think,
But I
I mean,
think-
I'm coming back with the comeback, you know, with the pregnancy and stuff. So it's like we're in a really
Right.
powerful spot right now. We just need to not pull back too much, you know, on it.
So I think another thing is like I've changed my posts, if you will. So like before, because it shows up in my memories and I'm like, just like wipe that off my memories. Why
Okay.
did I do that? Like
Because
the art
somebody
of
told us
mystery
to.
marketing. Yeah, and like mystery marketing, big thing. And the other thing is I've stayed consistent with Transformation Tuesday. But I know like a lot of people will share people from Icon, and I think that's totally fine. But for me, if I want somebody to come into my challenge group, I like the idea of them seeing somebody there. You know what I mean? Like it's a real person. Like, oh, I actually know these people. Like these are real life people who can do these things. So I can totally do this. And so like ever since I started doing that, I've noticed that there's been a big shift, and I'm trying to do different people. So it's not all like all moms or all young people or, you know what I mean? Like just mixing it up.
Right.
So.
We have about 1 minute. Mom, go ahead.
Really, really quick. The moral of this story is for Michelle and Alex, we are continually learning. So don't ever feel like you're behind or we're leaving you behind. Just keep asking questions. I drive Ashley crazy on a daily basis, and I'm proud of that, because if I don't ask, I'm not going to know. So just keep digging. Just keep digging.
You know, and I know Michelle and I, because at first, you know, and this is something we need to talk about too. Michelle at first didn't want anything to do with the business side of things, right? Like you wanted to just come in and have your journey and just do the darn thing, and maybe someday, you know. And now she's like, okay, I think I'm ready for that call with you now. And so we're taking the time tomorrow. We're going to a coffee shop away from the tiny humans, and we're gonna get it all straightened out. So, you know, always put it out there for the Getting Started Right call. Always put it out there for people. If you have no idea and you're like, oh my God, I haven't done one of those in forever. I've never done a Getting Started Right call because I don't have a coach yet. Talk to me. I've got a whole checklist. We'll go through it all. You know, we'll get it all squared away. You know, use your upline. That's what we're for. This isn't we tell people all the time, this isn't a pyramid scheme. And the reason we can say that is because if I don't help you guys, it's not going to help me, right? Like we all need to keep helping each other. So we got to go because we're going to get cut off again. But thank you guys so much for
no
tuning in.
picture.
Oh, real quick.
I already took one.
Oh, thank you.
Let's smile, though. Let's smile.
Cheese. Cheese. Ah! Okay, we got it.
Because when Mom took one the other day,